Dear students, welcome to this new session of the Signature of Public International Law. We are in the session number 3 in the Unit 1, Emergence and Evolution of International Law. In this session, we will analyze the subtheme 1.3, Main Actors of International Law. The objective of the session is to know the main actors of the history of public international law. Remember that when you finish this session, on your content you will have to perform an activity where you will test all your knowledge and ability on this subject. This will be an essay where you are going to write about the main actors of international law. So let's start this session. And first of all, we have to recognize the role of the International Law Commission. What is this International Law Commission? It is an organ of the General Assembly of the United Nations which has a function of codifying and progressively developing the international law. In the last quarter of the 19th century, Jeremy Bentham proposed a codification of the legal system at the international level. In the Vienna Conventions from 1814 and 1815, different legal regulations were created on general issues and of permanent interest. However, many of these international efforts were isolated phenomena which did not have such a direct impact on the construction of a global regulation. That's why in 1873, he founded the Institute of International Law and the International Law Association to begin this work. In 1927, the Harvard Research Center in International Law was added. The creation was in 1947 when the General Assembly in the Resolution 174, Part 2, assigned this role of International Law Commission. We are going to put ourselves the regional lenses so we can understand the difference between every continent of the world and the form in which they applies the international law. Also, we are going to analyze Europe as the headquarters of mechanisms for the creation and application of international law. I mean, they have the International Court of Justice in The Hague in Netherlands, and also the headquarters of the International Criminal Court, equally in Netherlands, and the headquarters of International Criminal Court in Yugoslavia, now in Netherlands, and also the International Tribunal of the Law of the Sea in Hamburg, Germany, and the United Nations Economic and Social Council in Geneva, in Switzerland. Also, Europe has an enormous promulgation of instruments of international law that you are going to analyze. The international organizations in Europe, which are several of them, the America as headquarters of mechanisms for the creation and application of international law, also the Oceania case, and Africa, which have several instruments and mechanisms of defense of international law. So, see you in the next chapter, in which we are going to analyze the relationship between public international law and domestic law.